Welcome back to Hadley Unwritten. My name is Hadley, and I am so excited for what I'm going to talk about in this video. Like, you have no idea. I feel like every time you see me, I'm always in the same sweater, so it looks like I never change clothes or I film on the same day. I promise I don't. I do change clothes. I just always wear this one sweater because it's my favorite. So today I'm going to talk about my little Christmas novella. This is a writing update and to actually finally let you know what I've been working on and what it's about, so that if you're interested, you can know when it gets published. I'm actually so excited for when I get to finally publish it, because I know I'm gonna, oh my gosh, this is what I've been dreaming about for years. I'm so excited. So yeah, let's get into this, because there is a lot to get into. Okay, so I just finished the first draft, like 1 a.m. this morning. And then I went to bed. I haven't stayed up all day. I finished it at 1 a.m. this morning. And I am so pumped about it. I actually feel like I don't hate it too much. There weren't any elements that went crazy off track. And it feels like this is a story I'm actually super excited about. And I feel like it doesn't need a lot of editing right now. But that is my next stage. And I want to get it published by Christmas so I can give it to my friend as a Christmas gift, because she really inspired this. I remember November 20 something, at the end of November, she was over and she and my sister came upstairs after they finished their schoolwork, because she's homeschooled too. Me and my sister were all homeschooled, and so she and my sister came upstairs because I'd been working on a different novel all day, and they came upstairs probably to bother me. And then she was like, "What are you working on?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just writing." And she's like, "Oh, cool, you should write a Christmas story, or you should write a story about Christmas." And I was like, that could actually be pretty fun, because I'd always been inspired around Christmas to write something Christmassy, but I'd never done it before. And so then she was like, and so then I was like, "What do you think I should write?" Just thinking hey, maybe I probably wouldn't write it. But then she was like, "You could write blah, 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 this, and this. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I actually could. And I started getting super inspired, and I actually started forming ideas. I could picture the characters in my head. And I was just so excited for it. And so I was like, okay. And I started writing it right then and there. My sister left. She went to make dinner. And then, so it was just me and her for a solid 45 minutes just working on this, the first couple chapters of the story. And I shared it with her, so she read it as I wrote it. And it's just been really awesome to work on it with her. So shout out, Taylor. I love you. You're the best. That is how I got the idea. It's amazing. I'm so pumped about it right now. So basically, this little novella thing is, oh gosh, I just stuttered so bad. It's a romance, a little romance book between these two childhood best friends, Aspen and Juniper. And they're both in their early 20s or something like that. But basically, what happens is they're going to a cabin for Christmas. When they were in high school, they were so close, because they grew up together, and their moms have been best friends before that and whatnot, and their parents were best friends. So they were so close, and they'd been crushing on each other for ages. But June, or Juniper, June, we call her June, Judy, Junebug, she kind of was like, well, I'm never gonna have a chance with him, right? So she was like, okay, maybe I'll start looking for, somebody else, And she's like, I'll try and forget him. And then at the same time, Aspen's brother, Josh, found out that Aspen had a crush by overhearing one of his phone conversations with his friends. And Josh was like, Josh is basically the worst person imaginable. He's my least favorite character. He found out that Aspen liked June, and they have a complicated relationship where they both hate each other. And so Josh was like, here's an idea. Let's steal June from Aspen. Because obviously I'm an awesome dude and he's a sucky dude. And so I will obviously win June's heart. So he started dating June. And, June was like, well, never gonna have Aspen. So here's a good time to start dating. And so she started dating Josh. But then Josh cheated on her with her best friend, Kate. Aspen found out and told June. And they broke up. Time jump. To a year and a half from present day, she and Aspen got in a big fight. I don't think it's mentioned what the fight is. I think it's just a big fight. He was like, you deserve someone better than Josh. She's like, who are you to tell me who I want to date? And he's like, I know you, June. You deserve better than that. And she's like, you don't know me at all. And then he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, maybe I should never see you again. Because really, you're not my friend at all because you're not supportive. And he's like, fine, I'll never see you again then. And then he moved to Chicago and she moved to New York, and they haven't spoken to each other in a year and a half. Flash forward to present day, we have June running a boutique, Aspen working in a climbing gym, and June gets a call from her mom, and her mom is like, hey, so we were going back to the cabin this year for Christmas, and, Leslie and Ben, which was Aspen's parents, are going to come up, and Josh is going to come in from Toronto. I forgot where he lived for a second, and she's like, would you want to come? And June's like, sure, that would be really fun. And when are you thinking of going? And her mom's like, well, probably around the 11th, because then the Christmas market is right after. And then June's like, oh, shoot, I don't get off work until the 18th. And then her mom's like, oh, shoot, well, Aspen can't come until the 20th. And then she's like, wait, maybe you could actually road trip to Chicago, pick him up, and then drive to the cabin. And June's like, well, haven't really talked to him in a year and a half, but maybe it would be cool to reconnect, I do miss my best friend. And she's like, sure, I'll do that. And her mom's like, great, by the way, I have some bad news, but we don't find out what the bad news is yet. And so then, you've got Aspen working in a climbing gym, and he has some friends in the climbing gym. Okay, we've got Brady, Ella, Haley, and Sam, and this isn't really important, except for that I wanted to include some side characters from 11th till when he and June actually finally met in person around like the 17th to 20th, I can't remember. His friend group in the climbing gym, his coworkers, they're having a Secret Santa, and his friend Sam drew Haley's name and Haley drew Sam's name, and they both like each other, and they're like, but they don't like me back, but they actually do like them back. So really it's like foreshadowing Aspen and June. And then Aspen's like, oh, okay, well, here, let me play matchmaker here and be all fun and stuff. And so he's like, Sam, I'll take you shopping. Haley, this is what Sam's like. I don't even know why you're asking me for advice. You're his friend. And then fast forward again, June gets sick somewhere in there, and she makes a really important deal for her boutique, which is important because it'll allow her to open up a branch in a different city and expand her business. But anyways, fast forward to Secret Santa, Sam asks Haley out, and Aspen's like, darn, I wish I could have that with June. And Ella's like, hey, you know that girl you're crushing on? Because this is why it's important. This is why Ella's important. We like Ella. She's like, hey, so I know you like June, and I know you're probably not going to have a chance with her. And I tried to set you up with somebody, but, you're still hung up on her despite the fact that you'll never have a chance with her. But here are some bracelets, and one of them says his one and her only, and so you can ask her out with them. And he's like, I don't know, but sure, I'll try. Here, I'll take the bracelets. And then he takes the bracelets. And then June shows up, and they reunite. She gets a Christmas themed sweater merchandise thing from his climbing store. That was just an irrelevant detail, just to put in that she liked oversized hoodies. And then what happens? And then they road trip up. They're going to road trip up to the cabin in Manitoba. And then, dun dun dun, after they cross the Canadian border, we get a little moment where you get to see Aspen is jealous. But then, dun dun dun, it starts snowing because it's Canada and it's Manitoba and snow and cold. And it's like snowing, and then it's icy. And then they start spinning on the ice like a little dreidel thing. It's like God just reached down and went, it was like, let's see how this turns out. They crash in a ditch, and somehow the pets are all okay, and they're all okay, even though they're upside down, and their luggage is all okay. I don't know. Miracle of the Lord. They, call the cops, because they're freaking upside down in a ditch right now. And so cops show up and they drive to this nearby town called Northreach, and they're like, well, we don't have a car. And at this point, June is pretty stressed because she has some family issues going on. Aspen doesn't really know what's going on, but he knows that something's going on and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like that she's upset. So he makes it his mission to try and cheer her up. But then he's like, so he takes her shopping and they help decorate the lodge's tree, and then she finally confesses to what is like bothering her, and he's like, oh no, that's really bad. And then somehow their car gets fixed and they drive up to the cabin, and then it's Christmas Day, and Kate breaks up with Josh because he was cheating on her, and then Aspen is calling his friends, and they're like, hey, have you asked her out yet? And he's like, no. And they're like, come on, you know you like her. But June's actually hiding in the closet because Christmas Day is a bit chaotic. And so then Josh comes storming down the hall because he's all mad that Kate broke up with him, and then Aspen hides in the closet so he doesn't have to talk to his terrible brother. And then he sees June in there, and he's like, ugh, and she's like, the story ends sometime around there. I spoiled all of it for you. Basically, all you need to know is it's a Christmas rom-com, and you're gonna love it. So that's all for this video. I will continue to update you. We've got to design book covers. We have to edit. We gotta publish it. And so I'm super excited for where this is gonna take me. And I'm super excited to share every moment of it with you guys. And it is gonna be freaking awesome. If this sounded like a book you'd like to read, please comment down below. I'm hoping and praying that it's like an original Christmas story and nobody's ever done it before, because if it has, I'm back to square one and I only have 7 days. We're doing Vlogmas this December, so stay tuned for that. Every day until the 24th, which is actually coming up pretty quick. 7 days. That's not right. That is right. 7 days. Wow. Nope, it's 6 days by the time I'm publishing this video. Something like that. Anyways, 6 to 7 days. Oh, I hate that I just said that. Nobody make comments about that. I hate that so much. All my classmates are all like 6, 7, and I'm like, somebody murder that trend right now. Butcher it. Burn it. I hate it. It's like such an ick. They're just like 6, 7, and I'm like, it makes me want to like rip my ears off. Anywho. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for updates, and I will see you in the next chapter. Have an awesome day. Bye.